Today we look at the Tonelux Tx5C compressor. Thanks for joining me at Smith Music. My name is Paul Smith and I bring you in the studio and backstage as well as do gear reviews and show musicians how to build careers. The Tonelux Tx5C is versatile. This is a plus and a minus. On the plus side, it works on just about anything, including bus mixes. It's fairly clean until you really dig into the compressor circuit. On the negative side, it can be really fiddly. It's easy to burn up a lot of time getting what you need. I've owned these compressors for about 3 years, and I still find myself reading the front plate to see what each knob does. Here's the kick and the snare raw. Lots of hi-hat bleed in that snare. So I just used some drum leveler to get rid of that and to tighten up the kick. The kick is actually like a kick in and out mixed together. Both of those are going to be sent out to the hardware. Just a little bit of EQ and a little bit of enveloper. Not a ton of stuff going on here. This is just to get me something workable so that I can show you the compressors. These examples are extreme. Not necessarily what you'd mix with, depending on your situation, but I'm wanting you to hear extreme examples of this compressor working. Here's the Tonelux. Let's go through some different settings of the Tonelux on kick drum. I'm just going to get some threshold going. Yeah, so this button makes it so it's 5 times quicker for the attack, so a really fast attack. Slam the threshold down. Pretty slow release. If you're finding this video helpful, I'd really appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to my channel. And here's the 70s type and the 90s. Turn up some gain in the channel. So that's a pretty, this is a pretty ugly kick to be having to work with in the first place, but started to be able to manage the decay of it. I would do more processing in the box before sending it out, typically. But able to get some pretty drastically different results on a bunch of things with that. Now let's try it out with Snare. So there's a pretty good snap right away. I was messing around with this earlier. That's not a little bit of compression. This tilt control really affects how the circuit works. Now, this is the overcompression, where you can really get a lot of snap out of it. Then I'll bring some of the original snare back in. Pretty cool. Pretty well all attacked now. Then blend some of the original back in. Okay, the other one that I wanted to do is this room mic. Here's the original room mic. Not sure why this was recorded so low, so I just used some gain plugin to get it up to proper level. And then I used drum leveler side chained to the snare just to pull only the snare out. And now we're going to give this a shot. So I'm going to try to get the decay. As long as possible. Got this like fluttering thing going on. almost like a reverse snare. We're just needing to add a little bit of decay in. That could be cool. Getting some flutter. I dig that. It's pretty cool. This Tonelux compressor is, like I say, really fiddly. And sadly, I don't use them as much. It's not like I've used them on everything a ton of times. I actually typically use them on a drum bus or a vocal bus. They're very consistent between each unit, so they work in stereo pairs really well. Occasionally I use them on percussion and drum, like individual sources. And I probably should more. I just have other compressors that I'm more familiar with in that application. So fine compressor, love this compressor, and crazy versatile. If you need more information on the Tx5C, post your questions in the comments below and I'll be glad to answer them. To find links to any equipment or software used in this video, check out the description.